To the U.S. now, where the third Republican presidential debate has just ended in the state of Colorado. The economy took center stage this time around, but at times the exchanges became ill-tempered. Well, the long-running feud between Florida rivals Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio boiled over when Bush attacked his rival for allegedly putting campaigning ahead of his job in the Senate.
And I expected that he would do constituent service, which means that he shows up to work. He got endorsed by the Sun Sentinel because he was the most talented guy in the field. He's a gifted politician. But Marco, when you signed up for this was a 6-year term, and you should be showing up to work. I mean, literally, the Senate, what is it, like a French work week? You get like 3 days where you have to show up? You can campaign or just resign and let someone else take the job. There are a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck in Florida as well. They're looking for a senator that will fight for them each and every day.
I get to respond, right?
30 seconds.
Well, it's interesting. Over the last few weeks, I've listened to Jeb as he's walked around the country and said that you're modeling your campaign after John McCain, that you're going to launch a furious comeback the way he did by fighting hard in New Hampshire and places like that, carrying your own bag at the airport. You know how many votes John McCain missed when he was carrying out that furious comeback that you're now modeling it under?
He wasn't my...
No, Jeb, I don't remember. Well, let me tell you, I don't remember you ever complaining about John McCain's vote record. The only reason why you're doing it now is because we're running for the same position, and someone has convinced you that attacking me is going to help you.
Well,
Here's the bottom line. My campaign is going to be about the future of America. It's not going to be about attacking anyone else on this stage. I will continue to have tremendous admiration and respect for Governor Bush. I'm not running against Governor Bush. I'm not running against anyone on the stage. I'm running for president.
Well, let's talk to Jason Johnson. He's an associate professor of political science and communication at Hiram College in Northeast Ohio. He joins me live from Washington, D.C. Jason, good to have you back. This was yet another fiery, ill-tempered debate. Do you think there were any clear winners and losers tonight?
Well, I think the clear winner of that particular exchange was clearly Marco Rubio. You know, Marco Rubio asserted himself. Ted Cruz really asserted himself. I think Chris Christie did a decent job. If there were people who actually lost out, it was certainly Jeb Bush. He seems to keep picking fights with the wrong people and ending up with sand kicked in his face. So he's the loser, but I think we've got about 3 winners tonight.
Do you think we're starting to see a split in the GOP, Jason, between the right-wingers, Carson, Trump and Cruz, and the establishment favorites, Bush and Rubio?
Not really, because I think the establishment has sort of moved back and forth. You know, Marco Rubio was always an establishment candidate. Jeb Bush was always an establishment candidate. It was just a matter of who mainstream Republicans actually think can win the job. And just last week in the United States, a lot of people in Washington, D.C. were coming to the conclusion that, well, maybe they were going to have to throw their arms behind Donald Trump. So I don't think there's a split yet. I think people are still trying to figure out who's the horse that's going to win this race.
And what about the former Florida governor, Jeb Bush? I mean, obviously he's got the big family name, but he's been struggling, don't you think, to rise to the top of the pack, hasn't he?
Yes. You know, Jeb Bush, first, I think he threw out his shoulder trying to punch up at Donald Trump for the first 2 debates, and it didn't work very well. Every single time he attacked Trump, Trump just came back at him and came back worse. And over the last couple of weeks, he has slashed his campaign. He's running low on money. He's been saying a lot of very unpleasant things in public, and he thought he could pick a fight with Marco Rubio, and that didn't work either. His campaign is in serious trouble.
Jason, just a final thought from you. Are we starting to see any of those Republican contenders looking like they could seriously challenge Hillary Clinton for the White House?
The only Republican who could actually challenge Hillary Clinton for the White House would be Marco Rubio. Any of the candidates, you know, Jeb Bush, Carly Fiorina, Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton would beat them easily. Marco is the only one who could make it close, but it's still not clear if he's actually going to win this nomination because we're still 3 months off.
All right, Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us.